Good, everybody? This your boy D Money, and we on another episode of the A Lot of Fashion podcast. And what we're going to talk about today is turning attention into customers. Now, on the A Lot of Fashion podcast, this series for season 2, what we've been talking about is building a product from nothing. So make sure that you like and subscribe so that way you can stay tuned to future episodes and also be able to binge watch other episodes because all of our episodes from season 1 to season 2 are simultaneous with building a brand, a product, and a community to where you can flourish and succeed through your dreams and goals. So let's get right into it. Number 1 is attention only matters if it converts into business. So views, don't pay the bills. The customers do. Customers are the most important thing to your business when it comes to conversion, when it comes to scaling, when it comes to your brand actually standing on something. Number 1 is stop chasing, vanity metrics, those analytics that you see on, your YouTube channel, your website. They matter in the sense of if it's leading to conversions, if it's leading to checkout opportunities, then you're starting to get somewhere. Then you just know that certain things need to be fixed in order for conversions to start to happen. Say like in your content, you need to have more clear call to actions, which we'll talk more towards the end of this video, and then also better intro hooks so that way people's attentions are grabbed immediately when you are putting out ads, different forms of content as far as video form. And it all starts with, likes don't guarantee revenue. Engagement should lead somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody views your videos, your posts, photos, whatever you have as far as marketing tools for your brand on these social platforms, they should be able to have some form of call to action in the caption or on the video or photo to where the customer knows that this is available to them. Attention without conversion is incomplete. It's empty engagement. Like real business metrics are more important than the analytics that you see on these platforms. The importance is that your videos, when they are being watched, they have a high average, rate. They have a high click-through rate. And then on top of that, like I said, on your website, when people view different products, they are going through the sales channel. Audience quality is better than quantity. So when you're putting out content, even if you are starting a brand, it is important to put out quality content. I was just talking to, venue owner today about that. Like, people don't put out quality content. They just put out content that is entertaining enough to gain views. That's why you even start to see like bigger brands. They're not even putting out like, and it's a good idea because at the same time you don't want to sell, but they're not even promoting the clothes. They're just promoting entertainment to show the clothes in a different way that is relatable to you, which is quality content nowadays. Number 2 is build trust before selling. Consumers buy from trusted brands. That's why, brands with longevity like Louis Vuitton, Stussy, Supreme, you know what I'm saying? They've built a culture with their brand to where people want to come back and, buy more, buy some of the same products because, ones that they had before are worn out. It's just a matter of they're not buying the clothes, they're buying the fashion, culture, the, identity of the brand. Education increases credibility. Something so important that one of my favorite people in the world said, even on the movie Wolf of Wall Street, you got to sound like an expert. Even if you're not an expert, you got to sound like an expert when it comes in the terms of sales. When you sound like an expert, then people want to hear what you have to say, number one. Number two, it's going to lead to higher conversions in what you're trying to promote. Because at the end of the day, when you're talking in a way of this is good for you and beneficial for you in this way, shape, or form, then people want to hear what you have to say instead of just being like, oh yeah, buy this product. You feel what I'm saying? You got to have some depth to what you're doing. It doesn't have to be your story, but it's got to be authentic to where it's relatable to the customer. Value-driven content creates loyalty. People only fuck with people that they trust. Number three is clear calls to action. It's the most important thing, because when you're making content, you can even have a good thumbnail, good hooks, and you know what I'm saying, a great video and a great, content overall. But at the end of the video, or even during the video, you don't have clear forms of calls to action for the product that you're trying to market, then the audience has no direction. The audience needs direction in order for, you know what I'm saying, them to feel like, okay, I want to buy this product now. Like, sometimes it's just a matter of they might be watching that form of content, think it's just, some type of form of video that you created for the brand. And without you having those clear calls to action, they don't even know what it is. They just think it's cool. And then they move right along. So you have to have, a little bit of simplicity that helps increases the conversions. When you have simplicity and direction, it leads people that, may be a little oblivious or ignorant to what you're trying to do better. Business should guide, customer behavior. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have quality through and through, then you're able to influence what somebody is, willing to do. You're able to influence them to buy your product. You're able to influence them to, check out other content that is, relatable to your brand, whether it be publications or, YouTube videos, podcast interviews, or, if your brand has a podcast or any other form of streaming or media content. You know what I'm saying? Today, form of business is becoming more digital, becoming more digital universe, and more media like. So like I said, today's form of content isn't necessarily about sell, because you know what I'm saying, a lot of people already are being sold to on a high rate from bigger brands, from just being outside. Literally, when you play, the video games and, other stuff, sales is all up in your face. So the best way to attract people is to put out content that is relatable to them, put out products that are relatable to their needs and wants. And when you have clear calls to action at the end of promoting these products, your conversions will go through the roof. Like I always say, put a solid plan together, keep, researching and executing, and your dreams and goals will come to fruition. Keep visualizing your purpose, start living like royalty. I'm out.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of A Lot of Fashion. We appreciate you guys for liking and subscribing and also staying tuned through the whole episode. Make sure that you take these business gems and start visualizing your purpose. I am out.